Hello, my name is Charles Johnson, and this is my idea for a game, Return by Death. Return by Death is an adventure game in which the player is weak and death is central to the experience. Re- Return by Death was inspired by the anime ReZero, the insanity mechanic from Call of Cthulhu, the tabletop RPG, and the time resetting mechanic from Majora's Mask. In Return by Death, the player has 1 week before the world is destroyed. However, that is not nearly enough time to both figure out what is causing the world's destruction and stop it. When the player inevitably fails, they will die and return to day one. Unlike traditional checkpoints, however, the player's character will remember everything that has happened to them. Let's look at a simple example of how that could be useful. Here the player encounters an ogre on their way to another city. They are much weaker than the ogre, and thus they are killed very quickly and return to day one. After the player finds out about this obstacle, they ask around town and learn how much HP that ogres have, and that they are very easy to distract. They then request assistance from a knight in town. The knight tells them that he needs help finding his missing daughter. The player finds his daughter in a cave guarded by ogres and dies, but after resetting is able to tell the knight where his daughter is and gains his help. Whenever the player goes on quests like this, they risk their sanity. Players' insanity will increase whenever they witness something horrific. In this example, the ogres torturing the knight's daughter. Players will regain some sanity after completing a quest, and players will not lose sanity for witnessing the same event again. As the player loses sanity, though, they begin having difficulty with dialogue and eventually begin hallucinating, which may prompt combat with these hallucinations, in which the player will not lose health, but they may use up resources such as items. Returning to the example with the knight, now that the player has a powerful ally, they confront the ogre that was blocking their path again. They make use of their distract action, which if successful goads the enemy to attack the player and miss. Afterwards, they easily defeat the ogre. At various points, players will be given the option to choose what they would like their character to say. However, as they become insane, the options change to make the player sound crazy. The biggest risks involved are that this game would not appeal to a large audience, as few people enjoy playing a weak character. It may not stand out either very much, because at a glance it looks just kind of like a standard JRPG, and the coding for the resets could prove to be a little bit tricky, as we will have to specify specific what information resets and what doesn't. Thank you for your time and your consideration.